Dear Starseed, stop what you are doing. If you have been feeling a strange, hollow ache in your chest lately, an exhaustion that sleep cannot fix, it is not because you are failing. It is because you are finally waking up from the nightmare of low-frequency love. For too long, you have been playing the role of the healer in relationships, pouring your precious golden nectar into vessels that have holes at the bottom. You have been waiting for him to wake up, waiting for him to see your worth, waiting for the crumbs of his attention to eventually become a feast. I am Zariah, and I am here to tell you that the frequency of the earth is shifting, and you are being pulled out of the timeline of the waiting woman. The Pleiadian Council has signaled a cosmic love shift that is specifically targeting your heart. This is not another soulmate message about patience. This is a divine eviction notice for everything and everyone that keeps you small. You were born with the womb wisdom of the stars, yet you have been conditioned to settle for the mediocrity of men who are still stuck in the 3D mud. This cycle ends today. By the end of this transmission, you will understand why that pain you feel is actually the growing pressure of your own wings wanting to unfurl. You are not losing a relationship. You are losing a cage. And if you are ready to stop being the woman who waits and start becoming the queen who magnetizes, listen closely. Your frequency is about to be recalibrated for a love that doesn't need to be earned, a love that is your birthright. For as long as you can remember, your heart has been your greatest strength and simultaneously your most dangerous trap. You were taught that being a good woman meant sacrificing your own peace to nurse the emotional wounds of a man who didn't even know he was bleeding. You looked at him, so emotionally immature, so disconnected from his own spirit, and you thought, if I just love him enough, if I just guide him, if I just mirror his light, he will finally rise to meet me. But the Pleiadian Council has a hard truth for you today. You cannot vibrate at the frequency of a queen while holding the hand of a peasant who refuses to climb the mountain. You have been playing the healer role, but in doing so, you have been blocking your own ascension. Every moment you spend trying to fix a man who is not on your timeline, you are draining your sacred womb wisdom. You are pouring your divine energy into a void that cannot contain it. You must understand that many of the men you have attracted were never meant to be your partners. They were meant to be your tests. They were the training ground to see if you would finally choose yourself over the desire to save someone else. The cosmic love shift is here to rip that illusion away. You are done with the drama. You are done with the excuses. And you are certainly done with the emotional labor. When you stop trying to heal them, you finally create the vacuum in your life that the universe demands. Nature abhors a vacuum. When you clear the debris of these low-frequency connections, the high-frequency counterpart you have been waiting for is forced to manifest. It is not about finding him. It is about clearing the space so he can find you. Starseed, this message found you for a reason. Comment, I am ready, if you feel the Arcturian call. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 5,500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. 5D Love Manifestation, the Pleiadian, 33-day method to attract your soulmate, is a 75-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multi-dimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. 5 free bonuses. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price. The exhaustion you feel, my dear Starseed, is not merely physical. It is the weight of a leaking vessel. Your womb, the sacred energetic center of your being, is the most powerful magnet in your entire body. It is your womb wisdom, a library of ancient creation codes, designed to pull into your reality the very essence of the life you desire. Yet, for years, you have been misusing this power. You have been using your womb as an emergency room for men who are not looking to be healed, but are looking for a mother to replace the one they never truly satisfied. When you attach your energy to someone who vibrates in the lower 3D frequencies, you are essentially plugging your divine power source into a broken outlet. You wonder why you feel drained, why your intuition feels foggy, and why your manifestations are failing. It is because your energetic sovereignty has been compromised. You have been giving away pieces of your soul to satisfy a man's ego, hoping that your sacrifice would eventually be recognized as love. This is the greatest illusion of the old paradigm. Sovereignty means you are the queen of your own inner landscape. It means you understand that your love is a high-frequency currency, and it is not meant to be spent on those who refuse to invest in their own ascension. The Pleiadian Council is signaling a cosmic love shift, because the planet can no longer support the energetic drain of these parasitic dynamics. You are being called to reclaim your energy. When you cut the energetic cords to the man who drains you, you will feel a temporary void. The mind will scream, "I am lonely." But the spirit knows the truth. That void is actually the space where your true counterpart is waiting to step in. You must stop trying to lead him to the light. If he wanted the light, he would have found his own way to it. Your duty is to shine so brightly that the wrong people are blinded by your aura and leave your life entirely, making room for the one whose eyes are already adjusted to the frequency of the stars. You are not losing him. You are gaining yourself. Reclaim your womb wisdom. Stop the emotional labor and watch how quickly your reality shifts. Dear Starseed, you must understand that the confusion you feel in your current relationship, that exhausting push-pull dynamic, is not a personal failure. It is the friction caused by living between two worlds. You are currently straddling the 3D timeline of karmic lessons and the 5D timeline of soul alignment. Most of the men you encounter are firmly anchored in the 3D reality, where love is a transaction. They view commitment as a loss of freedom, and they view your deep emotional needs as an inconvenient burden. They are not bad people. They are simply souls who have chosen to experience the density of the 3D experience. But you, my dear, are a Pleiadian vessel. Your DNA carries the resonance of the higher dimensions. When you try to force a 5D heart into a 3D mold, you experience what we call spiritual bruising. You are trying to speak a language of light, sacred union, and cosmic mission to someone who is only programmed to hear the language of survival, ego, and physical gratification. This is why you feel so incredibly lonely, even when you are sitting right next to him. You are starving in the middle of a feast that isn't meant for you. The cosmic love shift is, at its heart, a timeline split. You are being asked to choose. Will you continue to lower your vibration to match his lethargic 3D pace? Or will you anchor yourself in the 5D frequency and trust that the universe will match your energy? The moment you stop trying to explain your soul's depth to someone who lacks the capacity to perceive it, you initiate the split. You stop being a participant in his reality and start becoming the architect of your own. When you fully step into the 5D timeline, the people who are not vibrating at your frequency will naturally fall away. It will feel painful at first, like losing a limb, because your ego has become addicted to the drama of trying. But the Pleiadian Council assures you, what you are losing is not a partner. It is a weight. You are shedding the karmic density of your ancestors so that you can move light enough to meet your true counterpart. Stop looking back at the 3D wreckage. The 5D love you crave, a love that is effortless, telepathic, and deeply honoring of your divine mission, is waiting on the other side of your willingness to let go. You are not choosing loneliness. You are choosing the space for your destiny to arrive. My dear Starseed, you have spent lifetimes clutching at things, people, and outcomes, convinced that if you hold on tightly enough, you can keep them from slipping away. But this is the ego's mechanism, not the soul's. True power, the kind that radiates from the Pleiadian frequency, is rooted in the art of divine detachment. You must understand that detachment is not indifference. It is not heartlessness. It is the highest form of trust in the divine order. When you obsess over a partner, When you monitor his every move or analyze why he isn't waking up fast enough, you are signaling to the universe that you do not trust your own destiny. You are saying, I do not believe I am worthy of love unless I control the source of it. This energy of neediness is what keeps you trapped in the 3D mud. It creates a cord of dependency that sucks the life force directly out of your womb. When you shift into divine detachment, you are essentially saying to the universe, I am a sovereign being. I am whole with or without this specific reflection. This is the moment you reclaim your power. When you let go of the need for him to change, when you stop trying to force the square peg of his 3D consciousness into the round hole of your 5D heart, you stop leaking energy. This is the great paradox of the cosmic love shift, the moment you truly, deeply detach. When you honestly tell yourself, I am okay if he never wakes up because I am already awake. That is the moment the dynamic shifts. If he is meant to be a partner, he will feel the vacuum left by your detachment and will either rise to meet you or fall away to make room for your true counterpart. You are not losing him by detaching. You are gaining your life back. Practice the art of sacred surrender. Spend your energy on your own vibration. Nourish your body. Listen to the frequencies that align your chakras, and focus on the mission your soul came here to fulfill. When you stop chasing the shadow, you become the light that draws everything you need toward you. You are the queen. A queen does not chase, she magnetizes, and she never, ever begs for recognition from someone who is blind to her light. Starseed. This message found you for a reason. Comment, I am ready, if you feel the Arcturian call. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 5. 500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. 5D Love Manifestation. The Pleiadian 33-day method to attract your soulmate is a 75-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. 5. Free bonuses. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price. Block 5. Activating your queen frequency. The queen frequency is not a crown you wear. It is an energetic posture you embody. It is the realization that your womb wisdom is the throne of your creation. Many of you have spent your lives acting as the servant to your relationships, serving his needs, serving his moods, and serving his potential, while your own queen energy sat dormant, waiting for permission to rule. But the Pleiadian Council is here to revoke that permission slip. You no longer need to ask for a seat at the table of your own life. You built the table. Activating your queen frequency starts with the radical decision to stop negotiating your worth. When you are in your queen energy, you stop explaining why you need respect, why you deserve devotion, or why you refuse to accept breadcrumbs. A queen does not explain her boundaries. She enforces them by simply being who she is. If a man cannot handle the brilliance of your light, he is not a king. He is a trespasser. And in your reality, trespassers are escorted out with grace, but with absolute finality. This frequency is magnetic. It operates on the law of high vibration attraction. Think of it as a signal. When you are stuck in the healer or victim frequency, your signal is distorted. You attract men who are looking for a mirror to their own chaos. But when you shift into your queen frequency, your signal becomes clear, sharp, and undeniable. You start to vibrate at a level where low-frequency men feel an automatic, involuntary urge to leave your presence. They will find you intimidating or too much. This is not a failure. This is the filter doing its job. You are being recalibrated to recognize the difference between a challenge and a connection. A 3D man challenges your sanity. A 5D man honors your sovereignty. Activating this frequency requires you to spend time in the silence of your own soul. Reconnect with the Pleiadian starfire within your womb. Ask yourself, if I were the most powerful version of myself, Would I tolerate this behavior for one more second? The answer, dear Starseed, will be a resounding no. From this day forward, stop making yourself small to fit into a man's limited capacity to love. Expand. Take up space. Be the queen you were birthed from the stars to be. Your vibration is the only thing that matters, and when you hold it steady, the world will adjust to match you. Block 6. The magnetism of the unattached heart. There is a profound, almost terrifying power in an unattached heart. For the Starseed woman, the ego often views attachment as a form of security. You believe that if you hold on to a man, if you keep your focus anchored on his potential, you are safe. But the Pleiadian Council wants you to see the reality. Attachment is a leash that keeps you tethered to a low-frequency shore. True magnetism, the kind that pulls your divine counterpart into your reality, only happens when you release the leash. When you are attached, your energy is always reaching outward, searching for validation, searching for signs that he is changing, searching for the right outcome. This creates an energetic frequency of lack, of, I need this to be happy. The universe, however, does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are and what you vibrate. If you vibrate in the frequency of waiting for him to be enough, you will only ever attract more situations where you have to wait. Magnetism is the act of becoming so internally fulfilled, so deeply connected to your own womb wisdom and your Starseed mission, that your energy becomes a gravitational pull. You stop looking for a partner to complete you, and you start looking for a partner to complement the greatness you already embody. When you reach this state, you don't chase, you radiate, and the right soul, the one whose frequency is already tuned to yours, will feel that pull like a homing beacon. He won't be able to stay away. The unattached heart is not a heart that is closed. It is a heart that is free. It is a heart that trusts the divine order so completely that it no longer feels the need to manipulate the timeline. When you stop obsessing over your partner, you suddenly have an abundance of energy. Where does that energy go? It flows into your creative work, your mission, your self-care, and your spiritual expansion. And guess what happens when you pour that gold into yourself? You become infinitely more magnetic. You begin to walk, speak, and vibrate like a woman who is already chosen. And in the eyes of a true king, there is nothing more intoxicating than a woman who knows her worth and does not require his presence to validate it. Stop the chase. The moment you stop looking for him, you will feel him approaching. We have arrived at the final stage of this transmission, dear Starseed. You have journeyed through the painful realization of the healer trap. You have reclaimed your womb wisdom. You have navigated the timeline split, and you have begun to embody the frequency of the Queen. Now, the Pleiadian Council asks you to finalize your calibration. This is not about changing your physical circumstances. It is about permanently shifting your internal frequency so that you no longer vibrate on the same plane as the toxic, low-frequency patterns of your past. Ascension is not a place you go. It is a way of being. When you fully calibrate to this higher resonance, your external reality has no choice but to follow. The man who was once the source of your agony will either be transformed by the intensity of your new light, or he will be gently, but firmly, removed from your energetic field. Do not fear this removal. It is the universe protecting your path. Every time a low-frequency person exits your life, they are clearing a seat for the one who is vibrating in alignment with your soul's true mission. This final calibration requires you to be uncompromising. You are no longer trying to be a queen. You are one. A queen does not look back at the dust she has left behind. She keeps her eyes fixed on the horizon, on the mission, and on the divine union that is currently being orchestrated for her. The ache you feel in your chest is no longer the ache of loss. It is the expansion of your heart, preparing to hold a love that is pure, telepathic, and unburdened by 3D games. You have done the work. You have recognized the patterns. You have severed the cords, and you have chosen your own divinity over the scraps of a broken relationship. Trust the frequency you are now emitting. It is a beacon that travels across dimensions, calling your true counterpart home. He is searching for you just as intensely as you have searched for him. When you meet, you will not have to work on the relationship. You will not have to explain your boundaries or heal his trauma. You will simply recognize each other, and the union will flow like water. You are ready. You are chosen. And you are finally, irrevocably, yours. Starseed. This message found you for a reason. Comment, "I am ready," if you feel the Arcturian call. Some transmissions don't come through words. They come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 5,500 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. 5D Love Manifestation. The Pleiadian 33-day method to attract your soulmate is a 75-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multi-dimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. Plus 5 free bonuses. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment. Only 72 hours at the launch price.